Show. I'm Mike Vincent. Obviously, he is Thomas Wasson. We've got Grace Sharkey in the house. What's going on, Grace? How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm excited to have both of you. I think this is a pair I haven't been with yet, so this is great.
That's awesome. Hey, we're the dynamic trio, I guess, that's going on here.
Yes.
Tell us what's going on. I got to be on your XM show like a couple weeks ago, and it was awesome. What's coming up? Are you gonna do a potato salad challenge on there like we're doing on? I wanted to ask you that question anyways. Eggs or no eggs? What camp are you in?
Oh, you know what? I'm growing into eggs. It's like my adult fix. No eggs, but I'm slowly getting into it. So
okay, there you go. Yeah. She's getting into it.
Got eggs.
Yeah. So the show is doing really well. And yeah, I do have to have you back on. I actually have Dooner coming on Friday, and
oh, nice.
It's Tuesday. Yeah. So on Tuesdays, Thomas always joins me, and I think that's one of my favorite things about doing this show is I get to create these little segments with our communities and give different FreightWaves personalities and experts a chance to come on the show and share what they're working on as well. It's, at first you think, what's a full week of creating content like? And it can seem overwhelming at first, but when you start to pull away from different communities and all the different contributors that we have on our site, even down to the editorial team. We have every Monday an oil update from John Kingston. At least once a month, Alan Adler will come on and give his fun truck updates. He's always traveling somewhere, so he's always got something really cool, some fun a story to tell. And even Clarissa Hawes has come on and shared some of her expertise when it comes to investigative reporting. And it's even more fun now because I'm starting to actually work with Nemo and some of the staff to start doing FreightWaves segments on other slots throughout the day, not just our 2-hour slot that we have. So I know Clarissa was even on Mark Willis's show yesterday. And so I think what's really cool is a lot of our content is starting to flow into the other shows on the channel as well. And it's pretty obvious that a lot of people in this industry, FreightWaves is their number one place to go. And I think they're really excited to now have this content on the radio waves as well.
Awesome. I know you were really nervous about starting this and getting into this, right? Because it's a big commitment, right? Doing this every day, 2 hours. But it seems like you're just growing right into it, right? You loving it?
Yeah, I really do love it. We're starting to get kind of regular callers on the show, which is fun. Even yesterday, there was a news story that I knew one of them was going to call into because it was just something that he loves to debate. So I think that's what's cool is like hearing back from a lot of the drivers, even a couple weeks into it, going to Matt's, like there was at least 10 to 15 drivers that came up and were already fans of the show. And it's just, it's a different audience that you probably get to experience a little bit more with Back the Truck Up that I don't really get to interact with as much when I do my investment in tech writing on the editorial side. So it's a different vibe, and I really do enjoy it.
You have any, speaking of new listeners, do you have any great stories or any specific callers you want to give a shout out to? Because I know the community is growing, and I'm sure there's been some pretty funny stories.
Well, the funny thing is that I actually grew up listening to talk radio. My dad's best friend in high school is a big sports talk radio guy here in the Lansing area who just retired actually last week. And I'm used to like the nicknames. Like my dad had a nickname when he'd call in. My uncle had a nickname, and they're doing the same thing on our show. So there's one in particular, Big Fat Daddy, who likes to call in a lot, and he gets a must that we have to use that name because he doesn't want his boss to find out who he is, which I think is just awesome. And he contributes some really interesting views. Randy out of Los Angeles is a regular as well. Big Slick out of, I think, Montana or something like that. So it's just, it's funny listening to these guys' views. And, what's interesting is whether or not that, I agree or maybe one wants to take a extra stance, more towards maybe a right or left view. At the end of the conversation, we always come to a conclusion that it's awesome that these drivers or business leaders, we've had logistics provider leaders call in as well, that they all just want their voice heard and that they want to be a part of the industry and the decision making behind the industry. And that's what's cool at the end of the day, is that they know when to raise their voice and when their voice needs to be heard.
Yeah, it is a good forum to do just that. You have another forum, though. You've got point of sale as well, right? And we've got some strange things going on and some interesting things going on with retailers right now, with Target and Walmart, too much inventory. We've got inventory to sales ratios going negative, as Bascom Majors pointed out from Susquehanna. What's your take on all that's going on?
It's interesting. I think it showcases, once again, Mark Solomon did an excellent article on this, I think Friday, actually. It showcases exactly what we should expect in the truckload market as well. A lot of this inventory is stocked up. There's not going to be a whole lot of excess inventory that's going to be expedited, right, anytime soon. If anything, we're going to probably see more of that push to rail, where they can slowly start to bring that extra inventory into their warehouses. And actually, I'm going to have an interview tomorrow with a company called Made for Net, and they help with warehouse management. And it's interesting because we're going to talk about this as well, the fact that micro fulfillment is actually and being able to have different inventories in certain areas of the country based on where stock needs to be, based on consumer trends, etc., is actually made warehousing a lot more operationally efficient. So we should even see less of this moving forward. And he actually has a take on why we're seeing this from a lot of large retailers compared to smaller ones as well, based on the type of inventory they're storing. So it should be an interesting discussion. And it's definitely something that we've touched on in the point of sale newsletter over the past week.
So speaking of, with the point of sale, with the inventories, Target CEO, Walmart CEO, there was a whole lot of comments. Do you have any predictions? Do you think it's got to get worse before it's going to get better?
I think that, so first off, one thing I kind of touched on in the point of sale newsletters, a lot of these, especially you look at Walmart, right? Like, I think they're going to get that stock off their shelves pretty quickly. I mean, they're literally the rollover, right? Like kings and queens out there. I think that Target is in a little bit more of a hurdle, because a lot of, if we are looking to save as consumers, we're going to start looking at private brands, and Target's not known for their private brands. If anything, they've been making really interesting partnerships with bigger brands, something like Ulta, right? But for instance, myself, even who enjoys makeup at Ulta, during times where I know I need to save, I'm probably actually going to go to Walmart. So I think Walmart is going to make it out just fine out of this situation. And I think they've just also done so much investment in their own operations when it comes to warehousing that they're going to efficiently get rid of that stock. Target, I would be a little bit more concerned of, because I think the average consumer would look at them as a little bit higher of a brand than maybe a Walmart or someone around here like a Meijer in the northern or Michigan or the Midwest. So, but I think they're both learned their lessons in this situation, and it's this maybe unexpected, not so unexpected, right? Because FreightWaves has been on it, but this unexpected change in consumer trends has really shocked them at this moment.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, Grace, to see how they pull through this, and who kind of avoids those bumps and hurdles, and who actually figures out opportunities in these things, right? I still contend that Big Lots, Bargain Hunt, stuff like that are going to have some great sales, and how they get back on track with season, right? Because that's still got to be disrupted. Is that inventory, getting it in time for the correct seasons, et cetera. Check out Grace's stuff, right? Snarky Sharkey, I love it, my friend. You have a great day.
Thank you so much. You too. Talk to you later, Thomas.
I'll see you.